I am trying to argue about television history and why television in particular is important for making history and for studying history. So I start from the idea that all films, all television is documentary. Even fiction is actually documentary. It shows people pretending to be other people. It shows the assumptions that are made about the correct forms of behavior and the plausible forms of behavior and so on. So I start from that assumption. Then I begin to ask, well, what has changed because of digitization, because of things becoming available through digital means that were not made digitally, they were made analog. This gives us two potentials. First, it enables a huge amount of history. It enables us to look again at a lot of old television, and we are able to see that a lot of old television shows us unexpected things, things we didn't expect, things we don't remember about the past. So old television challenges our memories. In the background of shots, there are important things that we didn't notice at the time and now seem to be very significant indeed. So we've got all this potential given us by the digital, but we also have a problem given by the digital, which is that material drifts away from its origins. You no longer understand why it was made, what it was made for. And that creates great difficulties when you go back and look at footage and you simply have no way of relating to it. But it also presents a difficulty if you want to research that material in an entirely different way. You want to use it as data, because everything that is digital is data. So if you want to use it as data, and for example, the example I gave, looking at old television material and looking at people's careers and seeing those as being documentation of the aging process, how they're getting older and older, how they physically change over time. Something that's not researched, important. Television gives us the data, but only if we have a lot of information about where those images came from, what they were for, what was being asked of those performers, how the material was made. So we need a lot of context, we need a lot of metadata. So finally then, I ask, well, because we've got all this material available to us now, which we never had before, it's a great opportunity for research. But any researchers have to ask, why am I choosing this topic? And then, why am I doing history in general? And I say one thing to bear in mind when you're choosing a topic is, why am I researching the period when I was born, the period when I was young, the period just before I was born? What's going on there? Am I searching for my origins? Is this the family romance that Freud talks about? And that's your investment, your personal investment in your project. And secondly, then, we have to ask, well, what is history for? And I offered finally the idea that history is there as a way not only of telling stories from the present about the past, as a means of understanding what happened, which was not available to people acting in the past, but also history is reconciling us to change. It shows us that actually loss is not a bad thing. There were things which are better off lost, things that are better off gone. And because television shows us so much of the unexpected and the unpredictable and the things that move our memories, change our memories, make us revise our memories, old television is particularly important in this process of reconciliation with change which is all around us. So that was what I was trying to argue.